glaube, jetzt können wir frohes Neues. Und dann schauen wir uns jetzt mal diese Mind Control Facility. Ja, also alles befolgen, was er sagt. Und dann in die Mind Control Facility.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, guck hier. New Content. Nein, die gucken wir uns das nächste Mal. Ich will jetzt erstmal diese Mind Control Facility sehen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
aber es gibt anscheinend noch mehr neuen Content.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Immer wenn ich mir gerade denke, jetzt gehst du mal alles richtig machen, taucht wieder was Neues auf.
But Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Ja.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Ich meine, es macht Spaß, weil der Erzähler sich dann aufregt.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Und trotzdem laberst du die ganze Zeit darüber.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Kennt ihr schon das Besenkammerende? Besenkammerende war mein Lieblingsende.
Really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Nee, ich lebe noch.
Fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Ich hätte jetzt gerne einen
When
Skip-Button.
you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Da noch was? Schade, ich habe echt gedacht, dass da ein Ending kommt. Irgendeiner Form. Rausgehen oder weiter warten? Was würdet ihr sagen? Hm? Rausgehen oder warten? Dauert ein bisschen zu. Ich glaube das.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Na gut. Aber es war lustig, finde ich.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered
245, oder?
to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Pass.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Will ich diese Mind... irgendwas mit Mind-Washing Facility oder sowas? Keine Ahnung. Ne, Mind Control Facility. Will ich die endlich mal sehen.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Also Escape haben wir uns ja angeguckt. Jetzt hier.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom...
Ich wollte gerade sagen, 427, genau, das sah aus wie Stanleys. Ich wollte gerade sagen, das sah genau aus wie Stanleys und bumm, 427, das ist Stanley. Ja, seht ihr es da? Das ist Stanleys. So ungefähr in der Mitte. Ich kann es mit dem Finger nicht drauf zeigen. Seht ihr meinen Finger nicht? 427. Ah, cool.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Creepy, eh?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Ach so? Er will es kaputt machen? Na da. Oh, was ist das hier? Und die Tasten in der richtigen Reihenfolge drücken oder so? 3. 1. Wo ist die 4? Wo sind die 4? Ich weiß, wo die 5 ist, aber wo ist die 4? Da oben. Ach, Scheiße. Da hochkommen. So einen Bildschirm brauche ich auch.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oder wir machen es einfach an. Also wir probieren ja quasi gut wie jedes Ende aus. Hier würde ich jetzt mal auf Ausdrücken, nächstes Mal vielleicht mal auf An. Das übernächste Mal gucken wir uns dann vielleicht mal das neue DLC, das neue Content an, das neue Content an. Keine Sorge, wir versuchen alles aus. Ja, wir das hier noch alles.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away! And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Oh, schön, ne?
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley
No Parking, aber es ist doch ein Parkplatz. Ein Parkplatz, auf dem No Parking steht. Nur genau. Ich glaube, das ist eins der guten Enden. Enden? Eines der guten Enden, oder?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Lage das Spiel. Führe Stanleys Parabel zu Ende. Wir haben es geschafft. Aber es gibt halt noch ein paar andere. Gibt ja noch ein paar andere.